You know what scares liars the most? Not a lie detector, not a trained interrogator. It's silence. Because silence says, I'm not taking the bait. And for a liar, that's pure panic fuel. Today, you'll learn how to weaponize silence, decode the hidden language of lies, and spot a liar before they even realize they've been caught. Liars thrive in chaos. They like fast talking, constant interruptions, big emotional scenes, anything to keep you from thinking clearly. If you stay quiet after hearing a suspicious answer, you break their rhythm. Imagine this. You ask, did you go to so-and-so's dinner on Saturday? They did, but they say, no. And you just sit there. No nodding, no smirking, no gotcha face. Now they're squirming. Why? Because you've given them nothing to grab onto. Truth-tellers handle silence like a calm pond. Liars? They're like cats in a bathtub. When you subtly signal something feels off, liars often crank the drama to 11. They'll act offended, shocked, or insulted. You'd even suspect them. This is called level inflation, turning a small emotional dial way past reasonable. Truth-tellers, they stay grounded because truth doesn't need an alibi. Decades of communication analysis show that lies don't just hide in the story. They leak through the structure of language itself. When someone lies, they're usually creating an imagined experience, not recalling a real one. That difference changes their word choices and sentence patterns in ways they can't fully control. There are 4 subconscious language patterns liars often use. First, less self-reference. Liars often avoid I or me, distancing themselves from their own words. Instead of saying, I didn't throw a party here, they might say, no party was held in this house. Sounds official and oddly detached. Second, negativity cues. Guilt leaks through negative phrasing. Example, sorry, my stupid phone died. That extra jab at the phone is more about easing guilt than describing reality. Third, oversimplified explanations. The brain wants to keep lies tidy, but complex situations are rarely simple. Famous example, I did not have a romantic relationship with that woman. Short, polished, and designed to shut down questions. Fourth, overcomplicated sentences. Some liars over-explain. They pack in unnecessary details to make their story sound airtight, hoping complexity will equal credibility. But instead, it raises suspicion. Real-world examples prove this. Lance Armstrong, in his denials, focused on some guy in a lab in France instead of himself. In his confession, he used more self-references, emotions, and ownership of actions. John Edwards, when denying paternity, spoke vaguely and avoided names. In his confession, he said, I am Quinn's father. Short, direct, human. Spotting these patterns isn't about memorizing a checklist, it's about recognizing shifts in language and behavior. And when you combine these observations with specific questioning techniques, you amplify your ability to detect deception. Silence is powerful, but when you stack it with the right kind of question, it becomes a truth serum. Ask a question that requires specific recall, not a yes or no, and then wait. Instead of, did you take the money, ask, walk me through what you did after you left the office at 8:15. Truth-tellers retrieve details naturally. Liars, they start building details, and that's when the cracks show. Think of it like watching bad improv theater. At some point, you know they're making it up because the story gets weird. You can also use the echo technique. Repeat their last few words calmly. Them. I was at my cousin's place all night. You. All night? This forces the liar to either double down, risking a slip, or backtrack, which signals a red flag. Then there's the time shift test. Ask them to tell their story forward, then backward. Truthful memories are like a video. You can play them in reverse, and they still make sense. Lies? More like a house of cards. Change the order, and it collapses. Another tip is do an emotional energy audit. Pay attention to when emotions appear. If someone is calm describing a big event, then suddenly overly dramatic about a small detail, it's often a sign that part is fabricated. Real emotions flow naturally. Fake ones are delivered on cue, like a bad soap opera. Watch out for the too perfect red flag. Some lies sound flawless. No stumbles, no hesitations. Ironically, reality is messy. Truth-tellers often hesitate as they search their memory. Liars rehearse, making them suspiciously smooth. While this series focuses on language, body language can reinforce or contradict the words. Someone says, "I'm confident about that," but their shoulders hunch inward. Or they say, "Absolutely not," while subtly nodding yes. When language and body disagree, trust the body. Let's be clear, you're not turning into a human polygraph to hunt liars for sport. These tools are tools to protect yourself, spot manipulation early, and make better decisions. Sometimes you'll catch harmless white lies. Other times you'll dodge situations that could cost you trust, money, or even safety. Spotting a liar isn't about paranoia. It's about pattern recognition. The moment you notice less self-reference, negativity cues, oversimplified or overcomplicated sentences, and emotional overreaction, you're already ahead. Stack silence with smart questions. Watch for time inconsistencies and notice when their emotions don't match the moment. And if all else fails, ask them to tell the story backward while holding eye contact. If they don't flinch, congratulations, you might just have met the world's most confident liar. If this gave you new tools, test one of them this week and share the results in the comments. And if you want me to break down exactly how professional interrogators train to spot deception in under 90 seconds, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Remember, truth doesn't need an excuse, and it definitely doesn't need a sales pitch.